What's up, all? Cinephile Mike is here, and we are in award season review season 4. 98 reviews coming at you in 98 days, counting down to the 98th Academy Awards. Quick reminder, before we dive in today, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single day of award season reviews. They're going to be coming at you, creeping up on you, kind of like the way today's film did. We are moving along with our second theme week of the season, Gotham Week. This week I am discussing 7 films that were nominated for and or won some of those prizes and are still vying for others. Today, I discuss a film that is honestly competing for one of my top 10 of the year. Movie and Focus features Lurker. Written and directed by Alex Russell, this film had a late summer release after premiering at Sundance in January. Lurker gives us Matthew, played by Theodore Pellerin, a retail worker at a trendy Los Angeles clothing store who catches the attention of rising pop musician Oliver, played with great swagger by Archie Madekwe, after sharing a deep-cut song over the store speakers. Now, this brief interaction between them opens a door to a whole new world, as Oliver invites Matthew backstage and soon brings him into his inner circle as a documentarian, because he has a camera. What begins as a casual, creative collaboration, it quickly grows into something bigger, pulling Matthew away from his day job and into the orbit of fame, influence, and access. As Matthew becomes more embedded in Oliver's entourage, his role and his visibility continues to expand all over social media platforms and just in life. The group travels, they collaborate, they build momentum around Oliver's career, while Matthew learns how to navigate these shifting dynamics within the circle. However, then when a former co-worker from the store, Jamie, played by Sunny Suljic, talks to Matthew about getting involved as well, Matthew reluctantly agrees, but this leads to a rise in tension, complicating relationships and testing Matthew's place in this newly constructed celebrity world. As Oliver's tour moves forward, personal loyalties, creative ambition, and control all come together and collide into a big mess. Matthew's presence becomes increasingly disruptive, forcing Oliver and those around him to really confront uncomfortable questions about trust, authorship, and, at its heart, exploitation. And what unfolds is a real tightly wound character study set against this idea, this vision of machination of modern celebrity, where the lines between documentation, manipulation, and self-creation kind of blur together, and what role you can play in this world. At the center of it is a really deeply effective performance by Theodore Pellerin as Matthew. He really walks this careful line, giving us just enough creep factor to make us feel uneasy, while also grounding Matthew in something disturbingly recognizable. A person shaped by celebrity obsession and proximity to fame. Pellerin never pushes the character into caricature. Instead, he really lets that discomfort build gradually throughout, making Matthew feel like someone who, would really exist in this kind of a space. And then across from him, Archie Madekwe adds real texture as Oliver, capturing the layered contradiction of modern celebrity. Someone who feeds off attention, resents it, and still can't fully function without it. The way Oliver engages with fans, collaborators, and friends feels pointedly authentic. And I have to say, this is another strong performance for Madekwe. I was very impressed with him in Saltburn a couple of years ago. What really, I'm going to say this, though, sets Lurker apart, though, is how it subverts your expectations. This could have easily fallen into, some of these familiar genre tropes, the star, the hanger-on, and the trailer kind of suggests some of that, but Russell's approach really reshapes that dynamic into something more intimate and unsettling. The film, it kind of really becomes this amazing cautionary tale, not just about obsession, but about friendship, desire, and that blurred line between, admiration and entitlement, right? That idea that people feel that they own celebrities and, we don't, but it's that idea that, how much of it are we have the right to? There's a recurring question that hovers over the film. It's one of Oliver's song lyrics. What's the difference between love and obsession? And especially when we look at that in a platonic sense. And Lurker really explores that tension without forcing easy answers. It's really a psychological study that deepens as it goes rather than just explaining itself away. From a craft standpoint, from the structure, the film feels very confident and purposeful. There's an almost Sean Baker-like guerrilla filmmaking energy to it, giving the story that, raw, lived-in quality. Pat Scola's cinematography blends seamlessly with the footage captured by Matthew's own camera, creating this real fascinating duality that occasionally lets us slip directly into the characters' headspaces, which we don't often get. David Kashaverov's editing keeps the momentum sharp, it's controlled. Even when the film leans into discomfort, it's moving. And, it's funny. At times, Lurker feels like being pulled forward without a clear sense of where you're going to land. And yet the tension is exactly what makes it effective. It's not completely disorienting, but it's just enough to keep you off kilter to get to that end. Now, let's talk about the box office and the awards. This film had a very small box office run as Mubi moved it onto its streaming platform. They had a lot of great success with The Substance last year, but they haven't quite mastered that repeat yet. At the end of its run, Lurker made $633,965 domestically. It added $21,210 internationally for a worldwide take of $655,175. While not a box office smash, it was well received with a 94% critical rating from 109 reviews and an 84% popcorn meter from over 50 audience reviews. Award season-wise, it's had a very, very small showing. As for its Gotham recognition, the film was nominated for Best Feature. Additionally, it was a nominee in 2 Best Film categories at the San Sebastian International Film Festival and a nominee for the Grand Special Prize at the Deauville Film Festival. Its biggest showing is the nominations that it has at the Independent Spirit Awards. With 4 nominations, Lurker is competing for Best First Feature, Best First Screenplay, Best Lead Performance for Pellerin, and Best Supporting Performance for Madekwe. Will it have any Oscar chances? Probably not. However, I think the screenplay is really strong, so it's a shame that it won't be recognized, but I am going to say Alex Russell proves a powerful storyteller, and I am excited for what comes next. He could very well be that next, Sean Baker in the rough. So where do I land? Maybe not surprising. I was greatly impressed with Lurker when I saw it. It's a powerful, 5-star, well-made film. This is definitely one to see. If you would like to watch Lurker, if you didn't missed it in theaters, as of this recording and posting, the film is streaming exclusively on Mubi. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you for joining me for episode 11 of Award Season Review Season 4. We're going to be doing this every day for the next 87 days, so stay tuned. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, drop your thoughts in the comments. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, everywhere on all the social platforms, on Letterboxd, and find lots of great additional content on my website, cinephilemike.com. All right, I'll be back tomorrow with the next review, and until then, I am Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.